So I apologise to everybody there who was watching that previous hand. We did deal with a couple of technical issues. Those glitches have now been resolved. So we're back to you on a 20-minute delay. It appeared that Shen did end up making that call against Muhammad. And unfortunately for him, couldn't find the queen at the river. So he's down to fumes at the moment, 4.7 bigs.
We definitely ate our words on that hand, didn't we?
We did. Muhammad actually played that to the nuts, got the maximum.
Maximum value.
Now up to 8.9 million in chips, or 36 bigs now, Berkey. So your pick of Muhammad, I believe.
I think I picked him. Yeah, I picked him with when we were at final 2 tables.
Yep.
Yeah, 18 to go. We're down to final 6, and he's got plenty of chips in front of him, sitting just behind the Sequin.
Yep. Johnny Hotwood here is going to throw in a time bank chip. He has picked up the ace-queen under the gun. Pretty easy decision here, to be fair. He's got 10 bigs, or 2.5 million in chips. So I'd imagine he's going to put in a sizable bet here, if not the rest of his stack, and try and pick up the blinds. The blinds are 100k, 250k, 250k big blind ante, and he does rip it all in, which is the correct play here with the ace-queen under the gun. All in for 2.6. Mr. Shen's going to get out of the way. Muhammad's going to fold the 7-6 offsuit. Shen Fen Ma, queen deuce on the button, not good enough. And Sean's picked up the two-side, 4-4. So he's got a decision and has asked for a count. So Sean wanting to know exactly how much it's going to cost him to call. Now, if you have a look at Sean, he does have 13 bigs, 3.275 million in chips. So it's going to cost him 65% or more of his chip stack to call. And it is a pocket pair, and he would only be, at best, flipping. Could also be heavily dominated, so he's going to go in the tank here for a little bit. He is in the small blind. He has to be wary that there is still one more player to act after him, in that of Zhanghua Chen, who looks down at ace-6 in the big blind. And he's got 15 bigs, so let's see what Zhanghua decides to do with an ace-high here. I could imagine he's probably going to fold and find a better spot.
He's over here laughing about it too.
Pay jump is an extra $1,500 between 6th and 5th, so he does elect to put it into the muck. And Johnny's going to get away with that one, with the best hand, I should say, and pick up 600k to the blinds plus the ante.
Escaping with the best hand.
Yes, correct. And a little clap from the rail, as hopefully we're welcoming back everybody in YouTube and on Facebook Live. We do apologise for the technical glitches, but they have been resolved. We were frozen just as much as you were at home or on your device, so apologies there, but we are back at it.
Nothing crazy. I think it's pretty strong.
You get like a fucking like silver sword. You know the guy with the party hat? Like the emoji with the party hat? He just sends it. He says it like 7:03 a.m.
So Sequin here under the gun finds the ace-7 of spades.
He's got 42 bigs here. He's got plenty to work with, so he'd just be putting in the raise here.
Yeah, definitely. Ace any 6-handed is a raisable hand, especially if it's suited, which it is in this particular instance, the ace-7 of spades. So he's going to chuck in a raise. It looks like 750, and it is. Fold from Muhammad with the 5-4, going to get folded all the way around to the small blind Zhanghua Chen, and Johnny can't compete either with a 6-deuce off in the big blind. So Mr. Shen just going to pick up the blinds there. An extra 600k goes to his chip stack, as the blinds are 100k, 250k, 250k big blind ante. Berkey, we're approaching 2:45.
2:45.
In the morning, local time here in Sydney. 6 players remain out of a field of 770 entries. Big Berkman.
Oh man, it's good. It's great poker. This is really separating the players when they're really tired about making hard decisions. It's that time that you've really got to try concentrate your maximum, just like we're trying to in here ourselves.
Yep. Good call.
We're feeling a bit of the pinch, so I mean, you may get a faux pas or two from us at this time of the morning. Not on purpose, but look at Dom. Dom getting to the seat. He's an absolute weapon, Dom himself.
He is. Dom Parker there. Basically part of the furniture at King's Room.
I think he's part of the furniture in any
Any room. Yeah, good call.
He's definitely been around and done a lot of it in a lot of the tours and the fixated places as well.
Yep. So Muhammad's got to fold the 7-5 of clubs, and here comes Sheng Feng, who lost a monster before with the Queen Jack. Muhammad played it perfectly. He did make that call on the turn, couldn't find the Queen at the river, and got crippled down to 1.2 million, which is exactly what he's jammed it all in here for in the hijack with the King 10 offsuit. And Mr. Shen can't call with his favourite hand, actually, Deuce 3. However,
It has to be suited. Has to be suited.
Yes,
Yep.
correct.
Do you reckon he's still calling there if it's suited?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Even though he's got 35% of chips to play.
You got to back your hand, right? You got to back the hand in there.
Yeah.
So if I'm sitting in that position and fives come out, I'm sorry, let's go. Because honestly, I'd never live it down from anyone if I folded fives in that position.
Good point, Berkey. As we get back to the action, this is six-handed. The final table of the mini-main. There were 770 entries into this event, creating a massive prize pool, just short of 200K, 196,350. And the top prize will be awarded to the winner of 36,490. So 120 buy-ins going, 121 buy-ins, almost 122 buy-ins going to the winner of this event. As Sean makes a very tight fold there in the hijack of King Jack of hearts. However, he was facing an all-in from Shen Fan under the gun with the Ace-7, which must be, or should be, a quite a premium hand, which it is six-handed, the Ace-7 of diamonds, and Mr. Shen's got a decision to make here for 1.7 million.
He just threw in a time bank chip. He's going to try to think this one out, but you have to think that even though it's an under the gun raise, aces and any ace six-handed, it's a tough one. It's a really predicament to be in here.
Yeah, I think,
I think I'm leaning towards a fold without looking at the cards.
Yes.
It's leaning towards fold. Under the gun is stronger. I mean, if you're going to get that jam from later positions with the same thing, you're probably snapping it off with an ace.
Yeah, good point.
But under the gun, you've got to respect the raise under the gun.
Yeah, you do. There's also a possibility Shen Fan here is just jamming anything under the gun because the blinds are coming through next. So
Yeah, that's also a possibility.
there's a possibility that his range could be quite wide.
Yeah, there's also King Queens, King Jacks, Queen Jacks, all those Broadway cards that he'd be jamming on as well. So you've got them beat. So, I mean, I take it back. I mean, he could go either way. I reckon he goes with this one. It's going to be an okay decision either way.
He also has to really consider Muhammad, who's in the squeeze in the big blind here, who does have 8.9 million. So he has to be very careful about how he chooses to play this particular hand, especially with Muhammad. Now, likely that Muhammad doesn't have a hand.
He does make the call. Muhammad quickly folds.
And he doesn't have a hand, Muhammad. Jack 2, but could have been a disaster if he decided to go with that and Muhammad actually woke up, because Muhammad could cripple Sequin. Yeah, exactly.
We're going to go see a flop here. A7 versus A6. A7 at Ricks, and there's a 7 in the window. Wow, it's looking very thin here for Sequin. Down to 6% equity. He's going to need some running cards here.
That's not going to get it done. That's actually drawing dead, except to a potential chop, which would have been the ace at the river. It would have been aces and eights using the 7 as a kicker.
Couldn't even think about that one for a second.
Well, it is late,
It's
12 minutes to 3, so local time.
And thank you to everyone sticking with us. I know you guys are probably wondering if, because they had to restart and go to a new stream. So if you guys are still with us, please jump into the chat. Keep us entertained as much as we'll try keep you entertained. It is 2:45 in the morning, and we are going to see this one out. We have 6 left in the mini main, with a prize pool of 196,350, which is a huge effort from the Kings boys. 770 runners. We are down to the final 6. These guys playing for a fair bit of cheddar up top still. Now, the difference between 6th and 1st still is about 30,000. So no one making any rash decisions. Everyone's considering where they're sitting. And I dare say Sean here might be getting in the mix here with a pocket pair under the gun.
He's under the gun. He's got 3.2 million or 13 bigs. So he's going to chuck in a raise to $500,000 with the pocket fours. He had pocket fours earlier. Decided not to play with them, but different set of circumstances.
Yeah, got jammed into. Now he's got the first position to. Oh, here we go. Muhammad's got him absolutely covered.
Yeah, Muhammad has the ace queen of hearts here from the small blind, so I'd imagine a raise coming in here from Muhammad, and let's see how Sean decides to
Navigate this. I
navigate
guess.
the pocket fours. Sean's been pretty solid the entire event, obviously making it down to the final 6, but also been playing pretty good at the feature table. So I'd imagine if Muhammad decides to go with this, which he does, he moves it all in. Sean could potentially get away from this hand with the pocket fours as Shen Fen picks up the 8-5 of diamonds in the big blind. That's not good enough. He's going to fold and give up $500,000 in chips, the 250k big blind plus the 250k big blind ante. And like I thought would be the case, Sean did fold the pocket fours relatively quickly there too, Berkey.
Yeah, I think he had a plan there. He was going to raise, fold to any jam. I mean, you still want to try be active and pick up those big blinds where you can with, you know, semi-premium hands. I guess six-handed fours can be considered, you know, fairly premium. But yeah, I think he had the plan there to raise, fold to a jam, which is why he made the decision so quickly.
It's a good call there by you, Burke.
And we are six-handed. We did lose our first 3 in rapid succession. So we lost 3 right off the bat, very quickly. 1 off the first hand, to be honest with you, with ace-6 suited. Now, speaking of ace-6, under the gun here, Mr. Chen's woken up with ace-6 off, under the gun. He's sitting there with 15 big blinds. He decides to fold it under the gun here. Okay, be very, very careful, everyone here. John, in the hijack's got king-6 suited. He's got 10 bigs, decides to throw it away as well. 9-4 in the bin. On the dealer, Muhammad gets rid of it. Now we're going to go blind versus blind here. Shen Feng here with 14 bigs.
It's a monster in the small blind too.
Absolute
It's a monster,
monster.
actually six-handed. Finds the king-jack offsuit in the small, like you said, Berkey. He's got 14 bigs, so I'd imagine he's just going to put in a raise here. Not worth it to him to just jam the small blind and try and pick up the blinds. But with that being said, he is going to jam instead. And Sean still can't find a hand. He's found pocket fours twice and a 5-4 and a couple of queen threes.
But he hasn't got anything. The distribution's not helping Mr. Sean out over there at the moment.
Yeah, I would have preferred Sheng here not to have jammed actually from the small blind.
Well, if you've got such a good range advantage here, you still want to get him to make a call when they're so far behind you.
Yeah.
I like jamming, like, you know, your low pocket pairs. They're the ones you want to jam and try to realize your equity. But when you've got such a strong hand against a short stack, you kind of want to try milk it for a little bit because you don't get in those positions that often.
Correct.
To be picking up chips.
Correct. And with the blinds coming around so quickly, see, I would have preferred, personally, him just popping it up and making it maybe, you know, 500k or 600k from the small blind. But
what would we know, Monkey?
Yeah, I mean, see, we're commentating this at 2:45 in the morning, and he's playing for 36 lacquer up top. So good call by you, Berkey, as Muhammad now makes the raise to 500k with a king 5 in the cutoff, suited. And Shen Fen has got a decision to make here with ace 3 offsuit. A weak ace, but still an ace nonetheless.
3, 2, 9, 4.
Yep. So let's get rid of it. Oh, here we go, Sean. Can his patience pay off here? Finally.
He's been waiting.
Now, I'm not saying he's got the win hand, but I'm saying he's going to get himself in a position to win it, being the equity favourite here, if he does decide to get this in.
Yeah, pretty easy jam here. And Zhang Hua Chen is going to fold the king 7 in the big blind, and I can't imagine Muhammad's going to compete either, but he is asking for a count. It's going to cost him 1.7. We can see that on the screen. So he's just getting an official count from Don Parker, the dealer. And it will cost him 1.7 to call, approximately 22% of his stack. As he takes another sneak peek down at his cards and does elect to put them into the muck. And Sean's going to pick up a few chips there, which is much needed for him. He's up to 13 bigs now, 3.2 mil. Ricky and I just having a little bit of an off-air chat. So for those people tuning in at 3 a.m, well, firstly, thank you very much. And if you like listening to Berkey and I call six-handed action in the final table of the mini-main, that is exactly what you're watching here at the King's Premium Poker Room at St George Leagues Club, 124 Princess Highway in Cogra.
I mean, but what else would you be tuning in for at 3
Yeah,
o'clock in
good
the morning
point.
other
Yeah,
than listening
great
to us
call.
and watching the mini-main final table of the final 6?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, good on you,
mean,
Berkey. There's only one place to be doing this, and this is online on Facebook Live and on YouTube. 770 entries into this event, creating a prize pool of $196,350, which beat its record prize pool by $35,000 and a bit of change. So eat your heart out, poker lovers, right here at the King's Premium Poker Room.
That was just a quick jam. Did you see that? He looked down at his cards and just jammed it in.
Yeah, he said just about enough of seeing some garbage. Finds the King 9, the dog, decides to just whack it all in.
No, that was the Ace 10.
Oh, sorry, pardon me.
Mr. Ma raised with the King 9 and he found the Ace 10, looked at it really quickly and just decided, you know, this is the one.
Good call from
Quick
you
decision, though. Quick decisions.
Apologies.
It's actually interesting to see because players like to take their time and balance what they're doing with their folds. And it's interesting to see and play against, too, when someone just looks down at their cards and jams. It's kind of like you just think they've got it.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter what you're holding there. You're always going to question yourself with those things. People who act quick are very, very hard to play against and very, very hard to read.
Yeah, it's a good call there, Burke. Totally agree. But he does look down at an ace 10. Any ace there in a six-handed game is worthy of just jamming it all in, especially with the blinds so high as they are.
Well, they're going to feel a lot higher because we haven't lost someone in a while. So there's blinds circulating at the moment, and if we don't lose anyone for a bit more and the blinds start going up again, there's going to be a lot of stacks here starting to fill the pinch because no one's been knocked out in a while. Now, don't get me wrong, we lost 3 in very quick succession to start this table.
That's true.
But ever since then, man, it's just been passing chips around effectively.
Yeah, you've got to see a bit of this. There's so much cheese up top and the pay jumps are so big. The players are realising that they've played essentially 3 full days worth of poker now coming into, I believe what time did they come back today? They come back at 5?
That looks super
They
strong
came
there
back
from
at
Chen.
6, so
He went to go grab all his chits and then realised he wants to try to get some value, so he just picked up a few. Raises to 700, which is a big raise.
Sanquar picking up the aces, so aces again showing up on the stream. And Mr. Shen's going to defend from the big blind with the King 8 off. So outside of some unlucky cards, I'd imagine the aces should be able to hold here. As the board comes down 9-6-4, 2 hearts. Backdoor hearts and backdoor straight outs for Mr. Shen at the moment. But as you can see, Sanquar with the pocket aces, the nut starting cards, I should say, in No Limit Hold'em. Best pocket pair and the best possible hand dealt pre-flop. It's going to come out for a bet of 1.1 mil. It's going to get the job done. Mr. Shen is not going to float this flop with King 8 off and goes straight into the muck. Zhang Hua Chen just picking up pretty healthy pot there, 1.8 mil.
So we've got CJ in the chat going, are they playing until someone gets first tonight? Yes, they absolutely are.
Yeah, they are. It's going to be
close, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a relatively long stream. We have been on air now approaching 9 hours. So I'd imagine, we did say this at the start of the stream for those people who weren't here for the start of it, it could be potentially like a 10-hour stream. So I'd imagine this is probably going to get concluded somewhere in the vicinity of 4:30. Outside of a couple of bad beats and maybe some coolers, but we'll be calling the action all the way through until conclusion.
We're not going anywhere, monkey.
No, we're not. And that's what we do, Burke.
That's what we do. We do these long nights. And don't get me wrong, I love doing this job.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what, you don't really you feel it here when you're doing the commentary, but you can push through it because you're here. But once it ends and you stand up and you really feel the day,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Everything creaks.
Everything just creaks, and we're pushing up there in the age. Don't get me wrong.
Yep. As
We're not spring chickens anymore.
Mr. Ma under the gun finds the ace-6 of spades. He's going to raise it up and make it 500k, just popping the structure. Blinds are 100k, 250k, 250k, big blind ante. And John Hotwood on the buttons found the ace-9 offsuit. And he's going to whack it all in for 2 million. And a little bit of change.
Now, it's going to cost Shang half his stack here to call.
Yep.
But he's got ace-6 suited, so he's going to be put in a little bit of a situation here.
I kind of wouldn't be surprised if he does find a call, to be fair.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if he found a call here.
And he does.
There he goes.
To call. So it's ace-6 versus the ace-9. John out in front at the moment. 62% equity against Shen Fen Mars. 38% equity to the ace-6 of spades. Needs some help.
But John is at risk here.
He is. Off the flop we go. And the flop comes down with a couple of spades too. So Sheng Fen picking up the nut flush draw on the flop. But at the moment, John is out in front. The turn card brings in the Queen of Hearts. So John needs to fade a spade or a 6-ball at the river, or a 10 for that matter.
Oh, he got the spade.
7 of spades peels off at the river, and
We are going to lose John here. Very well played. Picks himself up 6,800 for his troubles, which is not too bad of a couple of days' work there. You know, you're risking $300, pick up 6,800. I'd take that. I'd take one of those every series if I could. Actually, I'd just be happy with min cashes these days, the way we run.
good point. So Shen Fen getting the job done there.
And just like that, we are down to 5, the final 5 of this mini main here at the St. George League Club with King's Premier Poker Room and Premier. It is at that. Look at this table, man. We keep talking about it, and the reason we keep talking about it isn't because we're just we like hearing ourselves. Is the fact that this table and this setup now is just absolutely what you consider premium. It's directly in the name.
Yeah, it's got that sort of honeycomb felt, like shows up the chips on the table extremely well. It's got that LED light that changes colour. Well, I believe it can change colour, and they've got that kind of like fuchsia colour coming through the table. And obviously the setup with the cameras all in high definition. It's a brand new setup brought to you by Rob Dorosky, the boys up at King's Newcastle in conjunction with Jamie Hall and Matty Marshall downstairs from the production. And obviously Mark and Natan from the King's Premium Poker Room group. And you're watching the concluding stages right here at the St. George Leagues Club. This is the mini main. Day 2, but it definitely feels like about a day 4 because we are quite deep
into the morning.
Into the morning. It's 3 a.m. now local time. As Mr. Shen in the cutoff. He's the gentleman there with the black hoodie on. Finds a raise with the ace-5 offsuit. Looks like he's going to pop it up and make it 800k to go, which he does. Mohammed's going to get out of the way on the button with the forward 2s off. Shen Fen can't continue with 4-3 offsuit. And Sean in the big blind.
I reckon he's had one good hand, which was that ace-jack suited this whole table.
Oh,
He's hanging in there. But don't get me wrong, he hasn't got many cards, and he still made himself all these pay jumps. So good on him. He's locked himself up 8,300 already.
Big one, please. 300.
And still playing for that large top prize of 36,000, but 8,300 also. These guys locking up is not a bad payday itself. But I think the long day is going to start setting in eventually, and some of these guys, even though they're playing for a lot of cheddar up top, can sometimes make some silly mistakes. But that's the name of the game, isn't it? When you play these long sessions and playing for big money, is you've got to be able to see it out right to the very end.
Yeah, the game has become sort of a bit of a game of like stamina and endurance. People don't actually really fully understand that when you're playing poker and you're concentrating and you're thinking about, the tells of your players, and you're recapping on certain hands that you played throughout the days, and you're thinking about the math and all that. It is kind of, intensive on the body. Your mind can take you wandering, and also requires quite a lot of like mind power to stay focused for such a long duration of time. So it is a bit of an endurance sport also, poker.
I'm not putting ourselves up there with these players sitting here thinking about this the whole time, but we go along a very similar path when we're sitting here trying to commentate the game constantly,
of course,
and mentally talking and sticking along with it. But we enjoy doing what we do, and the poker players love playing for big money, and all of them here seem to be in for the long haul, just grinding this out.
Yeah, keeping it up vibe and interesting is difficult to do sometimes.
All right, Richie.
In the commentary booth, especially when you're dragging into the 9th hour of doing it non-stop. So
keeping it up vibe.
But we're going to continue doing it all the way down until we can crown a winner in the mini main here at the St. George Leagues Club. As Pocket 8 finds a raise and gets the job done. Blinds being passed around at the moment.
Aggression frequency from Sean, 0%.
Yeah.
He's just not picking up anything, is he?
He literally hasn't found an end.
Mo's in the chat asking how much longer we got. How long is a piece of string there, Mo? I actually have no idea. We can guesstimate, which we said at the start of the day was probably 4 a.m.-ish. But, you can get big callers that ended earlier, or you can get these guys, every time the short stack jams and gets called, they get the double up.
Yeah.
Which
Can happen. Look, I mean, if we were to take a line, Berkey, I would say that we would be approaching the winner probably somewhere around, geez, maybe between 4 and 4:30.
4:10 kind of was my guess there.
Yeah, between 4 and 4:10 local time here in Sydney would be my guess. So maybe another hour and a half maximum, considering where the blinds are currently sitting and the chip stacks in play. But it's very hard to determine. You never know. You could see a 5-way all in, and it could just be done in a couple of hands' time. But thinking about the blinds and the chips in play, probably another couple of blind levels, if not maybe 3. So probably around that 4 to 4:30 range is probably about right, as we see Sean under the gun finding the pocket sixes. So
And the blinds are 150, 300, 300 now.
this is a very easy jam under the gun with pocket sixes for 2.4 million, and doesn't think too much about it, jams it straight in. Zhenghua Chen in the cutoff finds the Queen 8 offsuit.
Instantly asks for a count.
And
I'm just making up new English words now.
yeah, Zhenghua Chen here in the cutoff has 5.2 million. Mr. Shen's going to get out the way. Muhammad finds and folds the King Jack.
Is that a fold from there?
So I wasn't really expecting him to fold there,
No.
to be fair.
I didn't
gonna
expect that either, but
Yeah, it was going to cost him, 600 off that, 2.6 mil. He does have 9 million, so it would have cost him a third of his stack to call with King Jack, which is a monster holding 5-handed, 5 ways. So pretty interesting that he's just snap folded there. But you know what? He's probably given credit to Sean, who has played outstandingly.
he hasn't played many hands either, so
That's a good point. So you're going to have to give him credit for a decent holding, and that's probably the reason for why Muhammad threw the King Jack into the bin. On the button, just the hand before, as we get back to the action.
here we go, under the gun. Queen Jack off. Looks like premiums here.
He's going to elect to put that into the muck. And talking about a
rightly
premium
so.
on cue.
Rightly so.
See Quinn Shen in the cutoff, finds the Ace-Queen offsuit.
I dare say we'll get the min raise here. Maybe a little bit more.
tell-
600, 700.
I guarantee you what he's not doing, and that's folding. And he's going to put in a raise, looks like probably 700 and a bit. No, a little bit more.
850.
Call it 850. Muhammad on the button finds the King 8 off.
I'm sorry. I'll see what I got.
And trying to weigh up his decisions. He
Look at his
doesn't like
eyes. They're
to
getting a
fold.
bit heavy.
Are a bit heavy.
Yeah, a bit heavy eyes.
I don't blame him either.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, it's just so mentally draining. And the fact that they're playing for so much money makes it even more mentally draining as well. Like but look, this is, as you said, these are the new poker. Like, this is how poker's going. You need the you need to have the stamina these days to be able to play for the big money and make the right decisions, because these are when the crucial mistakes happen. I say mistakes.
And also like very those mistakes that you're talking about can be very valuable, especially when you're playing for so much money up top. You know, so you got to be on your game. You know, sometimes these players during their break will go into the bathroom and splash some water on their face and come back and try and refresh themselves. It is a game of stamina and endurance, especially this deep into the morning. They did commence play yesterday now at 6 p.m. So they're running on 9 hours at the moment of straight Texas Hold'em. As Sean finds the all-in from the small blind with the Jack 8, and Zhenghua Chen in the big blind finds the Ace-6 suited in hearts. So I'd imagine he's going to call here. Berkey,
Yes, absolutely. We'd be calling here.
we could actually see a call.
Now, I think it's the right jam there with the jack, because you're finding any pitch a card and
Yep, we talked
against the
about
big
that
blind.
earlier. Yep.
Absolutely. But he's just absolutely ran into it.
And so I would like to see Zhenghua Chen in the big blind call here with Ace-6. He should be in front often, and definitely often enough to make this call.
There
And
it
he
is.
does.
All right. So we got the Jack 8 versus the Ace-6 suited. Now, Sean at risk here with the Jack 8. Slightly behind equity-wise. Usually you call this a 60-40 when you've got the two cards in between. The percentages go up and down based on suited and stuff like that. But we're going to go with a 60-40 here. We're going to go see a flop, which is going to give us the King, Queen, 8. So the 8 hitting. Oh, and the 8 on the turn too. Absolutely drawing dead there. He actually locks this up on the turn with the Jack 8. And Sean getting the much-needed double up there that he's been absolutely patient for. Trying to make a move, getting called by a better hand and just holding, which is a huge, huge hold for him.
Yeah, good call there. The A6 was the correct call. Obviously, by Zhang Hua Chen, the A6 of hearts, and unfortunately for him, gets outdrawn on the flop as Sean picked up bottom pair, spiked another 8 on the turn for good measure. And Mr. Zhang was drawing dead on the turn, like you said, Berkey. So all of a sudden, he's down to 7.8 bigs or 2.35 million in chips. Definitely not out of it, but running on a bit of fumes. He's going to have to try and find a hand and find it quickly. These blinds are massive.
And they're coming around quick. 5-handed, you're going to see the big blind very, very often.
Yep.
And the big blind ante that goes along with it.
Correct.
And with the blinds being 150 to 300, yeah, you're seeing it's costing you effectively $750,000 to see a round of cards. And the rounds are only 5-handed.
Yeah. So you're seeing the blinds every 3 hands. So you have to be wary of that as we get back to the action here. Blinds are 150, 300, 300. And number 43 of this new stream, I should say.
The new stream.
Yeah, there was a new stream to bring in the final table. Then we dealt with a little technical glitch and we had to create a new stream. So
don't mind me. That's just me getting a lolly to keep myself going.
There we go. Sean Dorgan from Chicago. He's going to pop it up and make it 600K to go. Just popping the structure with the 10-9 suited in clubs on the button. And Sequin Chen has actually picked up his favourite hand. The deuce 3 suited. He's found it in the big blind, so he's going to elect to make the call. And off to the flop we go. Here comes the flop. It comes Jack 9 deuce.
So both getting a piece of it. Sequin getting bottom pair and Sean getting middle pair here with the backdoor flush draw. Now his favourite hand could get him into trouble here, Sequin.
It could. It's going to go check, check. Look at this from Sean. He's going to trick it up a little bit and check back second best pair, which is a monster in 5-way poker. So, or 5-handed poker, I should say. Sequin's going to check from the big blind. Back around to Sean, who should be definitely having a bet on this turn card. And as he grabs a few of those magenta, yeah, magenta chips. Yeah, magenta chips. I would have called them
pink myself, but
pink,
no,
but
and he does make
magenta,
the call here,
there we go.
Sequin. So he's going to be out 4 outs to catch up here. The 5 on the river, no surprises there. Sean getting the check mark. The only way Sequin's winning this is if he ends up betting him off of it.
And he has actually made the bet. So he's going to bet out 700K straight back into Sean when the 5 of clubs peels off at the river. And I can't imagine Sean's going to fold. So he's going to study the hand here a little bit. And I'd imagine he's probably going to call for 700K. With the second best pair on this board, it did run out completely dry. The flush draw and spades missed. Backdoor straight obviously gets in, but very likely his 9 is good. He's going to flick in a time bank. It's one of those little brown chips you can see that he's holding. There it is, giving the player an extra 30 seconds to make a decision on his hand. But I can't see Sean folding, to be fair. Everything has missed.
You've got second best pair, everything's missed, and the pot's just way overinflated at the moment. So he's betting 700 into a 2.9 million pot. So he's getting extremely good odds to call this, and he'd be getting extremely good odds to call this with a lesser hand as well.
Correct. You could almost make an argument to call this with just ace-king or ace-queen high. So a pair's a monster, and he's going to show him the 10-9, and that's going to get it done. And Shen, whose favourite hand is the deuce 3 suited, got himself into a little bit of trouble there. Made the call from the big blind, flopped bottom pair, and
look, I respect him. He went for his favourite hand. I respect it. You got to respect it.
Yeah, well, he did tell me that before we got to stream that his favourite hand is that, so it made sense that he decided to defend that from the big blind.
Can you imagine if you didn't know, go ask him? What would we be sitting here thinking?
Yeah, what the hell is he doing calling the 2-3 suited? Anyway.
What the hell? CK in the chat, when it's 23, when the 2-3 wins, it's Jordan, and when it loses, it's LeBron. CK coming in clutch over here. So under the gun here, Mr. Ma with the ace as well decides to put the ace. There's been a lot of aces short-handed folded under the gun. Man, I know they come in with weak kickers, but aces short-handed. Oh, and speaking of favourite hands and getting it in there, Mr. Chen decides to jam with my favourite hand, the 5-5. And it looks like it's going to get through. No one even having a look at it. Picking himself up the blinds there, which, like at this point, with the 150, 300, 300, you're picking up 750 every time you get someone else to fold. That's a huge amount of chips. 2.5 bigs. If you can pick up 2.5 bigs all the time, man, those things add up without seeing the showdown.
Totally agree, especially with the chip stacks the way that they are. 2.5 bigs is quite a lot of bigs. There is approximately, let me have a look here, 50, call that 90, call that 100 bigs in play at the moment. So picking up 2.5% every single time the blinds come around.
I'll tell you what, the card distribution's coming around now to Sean, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
He's, did he fold that under the gun? Am I reading this incorrectly? Or am I tired? Am I missing something?
Yeah, Berkey absolutely starstruck there, or at least struck a little bit that the ace-9 didn't find a raise.
Do you know how hard it is to get an ace dealt to you?
Extremely difficult.
Five-handed. And 9's not a bad kicker.
9 is a very powerful card, but he did elect to fold, and it came all the way around to the small blind of Muhammad, who finds the Queen 10.
And look at this,
offsuit.
he's tricking it up again. He's flattered here to confuse Mr. Ma.
Now, has Shen Fen learnt his lesson from before? And he has. So he's just going to check back.
That'll be in the back of his mind, that hand, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Here comes the flop, becomes Jack-5 King. So no help
Oh, look.
to Muhammad. Oh, pardon me.
No, he's got
Actually,
the open-ender.
He has
And
flopped the
Shen
open
Feng's got second pair and backdoor flush draws. Well, we can actually see a bit of fireworks on this one. And it goes check, check. So we're going to see a turn here. King on the turn, which Shen Feng would be absolutely loving in this one. But even if Muhammad hit his straight on the river, he's definitely going to be going with it, Shen Feng. So he's going to come out and bet. He's going to bet, it says 250, but he's going to have to bet the minimum of 300 because the blinds did go up. And if you're Shen Feng here, how do you like to play it? I would actually be happy to put the raise in here, put a bit of pressure on it, make him call off.
Preferably, I kind of like the opposite, actually, and just flatting.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Here comes the river. Needs to find another jack. That's a huge card. Making a boat at the river. He was in front. Muhammad's not going to commit any more chips to this particular hand. I can guarantee it. So Shen Fen here with the tick mark next to his name, the check mark, indicating he has won this hand outside of a bluff that Muhammad could pull, but absolutely no chance of that occurring as Shen Fen decides to make the bet.
When he called.
And he's called with
snap
queen
called.
high. Right, okay, so he just flicks in the call with a queen high. Okay, I wasn't seeing that occurring.
See, what I was thinking there is if you, like, I know you're in favour of the call there, but if you get the raise there, you know you've got the better hand here. You know, if he's coming out and betting, he's obviously got some part of this here.
Yeah, essentially.
And I feel like if you can inflate the pot enough for him to want to make a move on the river, even if he's missed, I think you can get more value out of that. Which, look, I'm all for the call here because he got the call, he got the check, he put a bet in, and he got called from queen high. So, I mean, what would I know there? But I think you can make an argument for both positions there, and reasons to inflate the pot when you got the bigger hand.
Yeah, I kind of wasn't really expecting Muhammad to make a call with queen high there. Obviously, it's the second nut, no pair hand. Obviously, any ace there's kings and jacks with the ace kicker. So he's effectively called with the second nut, no pair with the queen in his hand. And sometimes it could be good, but in this particular instance, it wasn't.
Oh, look, it just folds around to Sean when he picks up a monster.
Yeah, he picks up the ace-9 of clubs there and gets no action in the big blind. So
You'd be looking at that in the big blind just waiting for someone to make a move. And it
dream
just,
spot.
And I think that's the first time it's actually folded around, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That I've noticed. So, interesting times here. There's been some interesting hands played. Remember we were talking earlier about people making mistakes. Now, I'm not saying what's transpired has made mistakes, but obvious positions and stuff that's happening that is out of the scope of what you usually see is kind of what's happening when you get a bit tired and things start happening and, you know, the snap call there, thinking queen high is good. Like, I don't know. It's just it's an interesting time to be playing here.
There's an argument to be made, obviously, that the queen could call there, and obviously Muhammad has played this game quite a lot, so he felt like it was a good spot for him to call. But you are right there, Berkey. Sometimes when you've been playing the game for approaching now 9.5 hours, some of the plays that you would have made earlier definitely come into the mindset later on because your judgment gets skewed a little bit from the tiredness.
Look at this flat here from Shen Fen Ma. So under the guns raised with Queen Jack, and he's just flatted here on the button with Ace 10, which is a huge flat. So we are going to go see a flop here. We have Queen Jack versus Ace 10 here. Sheng out in front slightly, but we're going to go to the flop and see what we got. We're going to have Queen 10 3. Wow, look at this for Singwen. And even Shen Feng has picked up second pair here. So we got Mr. Shen, who's got top pair, flush draw. And Mr. Ma's got second pair, best kicker.
He is looking at 4 outs, needs to find a 10 ball or an ace on the turn or the river to take this one away from Mr. Shen.
A non-spaded one.
Yeah, that's correct. As you can see, indicated in the top right-hand corner of your screen. The ace of spades would be little to no help. Obviously, you can make a book if the ace of spades does peel off, but that would give Mr. Shen a flush as the repeat 3 comes in on the turn, the 3 of hearts.
For both their hands, this looks like it's a good card.
Yeah, good call, Burke. So we could see a little bit of fireworks here.
So if you're holding these hands separately, it actually looks like a good card, that paired board 3 there on the turn.
And they've got basically effective stacks here. 5 million versus 5.1 million. So 17 bigs effective remaining in their stacks. So we could see some fireworks in this particular hand as Mr. Shen bets out 1.6 mil into a pot of 3.4. So betting about 45%. Shen Fen Ma on the button with the ace 10 is asking for what the bet size is. Getting an official count of 1.6 mil. He wants to put the chips out in front.
I think he'll definitely use a time bank on this one.
It's a good call as he does throw the dealer a time bank.
What to think about here? Does he have the flush draw? Does he have the top pair? You know, is my second pair good? If he has a 10, is it King 10, Queen 10, Jack 10? You know, he's blocking a lot of those. Is he just betting the draw here? I don't think he has the 3 here in this position because he was the one that raised pre-flop. So a lot of things to consider here. So you need to use the time, and he does end up making the call. This is an insanely large pot here.
So Shen Fen needs to find an ace 10 at the river.
I have a feeling,
the ace of hearts, the 10 of diamonds, the ace of clubs, or the 10 of clubs.
I have a feeling if it's a complete brick, he might be in a bit of trouble here, which the 5 of clubs looks like an absolute brick here.
And it is, and it looks like Shenby is going to move it all in for 3.4 million, and
he's going to be in a lot of trouble here because if he thought he was ahead on the turn there, this card changes nothing.
yeah, he has to call it off essentially.
So,
can he find the fold?
I mean, it'd be a huge fold because this pot is extremely inflated.
Huge pot brewing here, as you said, Berkey. It would be over 12 million if he does call. Actually, over 13 million for that matter.
Yeah, so it's cost him 3.4 million to win 13 million. So he's only going to be right 1 in 4 times, 4.5 times.
Correct.
And if he thought he was right on the turn, he may go with his gut on this and make the call on the river.
So
But I'd definitely be using up my time banks. So this is where the time banks we were talking about earlier are really coming into it, when the big calls and the decisions are to be made.
And if he does decide to make the call here, Shen Fen Ma will be down to about 100k in chips. So, very interesting spot.
It's just a cold deck with some of these cards that have come out in this hand. Like I don't mind any of the plays he's made. I don't mind the calls, but as I said, if he thought he was ahead on the turn and he's made that call,
Yeah, the 5 doesn't change anything.
the 5 doesn't
so
change anything. So he might still have to go with his gut and think he's ahead.
Good point.
But
As he looks up to the sky, goes back in the chair,
he doesn't have any more time banks. He's made the call.
and he has called, and he's going to see the bad news. The King Queen, pardon me, the Queen Jack is going to hold, and Mr. Shen here is going to pick up a monster, up to 44 bigs and 43% of chips in play. He's basically near got half the chips remaining in play with 5 players remaining. As you can see, Shen Fen down to 0.5 of a big.
I don't blame him for that call at all. That is it's just one of those hands, you
Yeah.
can't get away from. If you got the read that you're there at this point, then it's just, it is what it is there, isn't it?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's left with 150k in chips, 0.5 of a big, as you can see from the chip stacks and the names in the top of your screen. And if busted next, Shen Fen will pick up $8,300 for their efforts in this $300 buy-in.
Don't get me wrong, Shen Fei Ma played that well, but I'll tell you what, Mr. Shen there played that excellently. Like
Yes.
he got max value out of that, the way he was playing that.
Yep.
And you got to commend the way he got Mr. Ma to
Committed his chips.
commit his chips having the worst hand. So, I mean, just well played all round.
And all of these players here outside of Shen Fen must be pretty happy. They're going to take a pay jump here, unless, of course,
A miracle.
a miracle could happen.
We've
0.5
actually
of a
seen-
big.
I've seen
I've seen
miracles.
it. Yeah, me too. And he actually gets to see a couple of hands for free here. Shen Fen with 150 chips, 150k in chips to his stack. 0.5 of a big. He's probably going to look down at any two and just go with it. He doesn't in this instance and makes me look like a fool. That's okay. Does the
This
jack
time of
three.
morning, I'm happy to be look like a fool. We're just trying to keep this upbeat, keep the vibe going, keep it Richie Banner style.
And Zhang Hua is going to fold from the small blind, so just a walk there for the big blind. And
What about
if you
Mr.
don't mind, I'm going to
P.
have to
Russell?
duck out for half a second.
Mr. P. Russell coming back into the view up there. Look at it. He looks even fresher at this time of morning at almost 3:30. Good on you, Patrick. Doing the good work, doing the long grind. All right, so Mr. Ma here with 0.5 of a big blind. Mr. Chen not too far behind, 7.3 bigs. Got a couple of big stacks down now. Mr. Shen picking up that big pot of 13 million. He's left himself with 45 bigs in a very commanding position here, five-handed, but it looks like a lot of tired eyes out there. And Mr. Ma has picked up the 8-6 offsuit, and he's gone with it. He's gone all in. And Mr. Chen here is going to be here with the ace-7 suited, which he is going to go all in himself. Mr. Shen sitting behind with 10-5 in the small blind. I don't dare say he'll be going anywhere. Let's see what Muhammad's got. Big blind? No. So we're going to go straight to the flop here. 8-6 versus ace-7. And a 6 or an 8 here for Mr. Ma here, or straight draws to stay in this. We're going to go see a flop here. Flop comes out. 6, 8, 9. Wow, look at this. Flop 2 pair. The 7 there gives the pair on the river, but the 2 pair holds up. The 2 pair holds up, and Mr. Ma is going to double up and pick up 3 big blinds. Actually, no, double up. I take that back. He had 0.5. Now he's got 3 big blinds. Big blind antes as well. I keep forgetting those. Absolutely well played. So, chip in a chair, a dream for Mr. Ma, but he's going to have to commit most of that right back into the pot now because he is coming to the big blind ante. So, doing his best to hang on. Everyone else doing their best to try and get him out of here to get that all-inclusive pay jump. They are currently at 8,300 here for 5th. And they get the nice little pay jump of $3,050 going to 4th, which is a lot of money considering they're playing a $300 event. The mini main here at the St. George Leagues Club, presented by King's Premium Poker Room. Under the gun here, Sean with the 7-5 is going to be throwing that straight in the bin. Goes round to Mr. Chen. The King 7 in the cutoff, folds it round. 8-6 for Mr. Shen. He's got a large stack. He's going to get out of the way. Muhammad just decides to jam on him with the 10-8, and Mr. Ma is going to have to force to call here with 8-3 suited. Now, Monkey's just returned, and he jammed under the gun with 6-8, flop 2 pair, and decided to get to 3 big blinds. So now he just had to commit it again, and we're going to go here. We're at risk again with the 8-3 suited, and he ends up
finds
hitting
a
the
3. Yeah, okay, why not? Here comes the 10
Oh,
bigs,
there you
another
go.
3 for good measure.
And that's it. That's just drawing dead there.
Shenfen from
So-
0.5 of a big, now all of a sudden up to 5 bigs. And the table having a bit of a laugh.
Everyone's having a bit of a laugh here about that. He can't believe it himself.
He's 10x'd from his position he was 2 hands ago.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't mind. And now he only has to pay the small blind. He gets another orbit here to try either ladder up or.
Oh, you did say can't make it up. So we might put the anti-moz on him. He said that if he does get eliminated in 5th, he'd be picking up a few dollars. But all of a sudden, it looks like
I mean, you're not feeling comfortable there at 0.5 of a big blind and the big blind's coming around here.
sure. But all of a sudden, he's up to 5 bigs. So you never know. Zhang Hua Chen actually has 7.3 bigs, so he's not
Look at
too
the
far
guy's
behind.
laughing. Look at Sean up there. He's like, just can't believe he hasn't made the pay jump already.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Well played to him, though. Hey, look, chip in a chair. You got to hang in there.
So Zhang Hua under the gun here. Zhang Hua Chen, I should say, under the gun, finds the 10-6 off. Half price on the 6 if you do play Baccarat. It's going to fold into the cutoff. Jack-9 of diamonds. Mr. Shen in the cutoff. Going to see if he can make a decision. And he decided to fold. Muhammad's going to fold the 9-4. Back round to Shen Fen Ma in the small blind. Finds the Jack-3 offsuit. Probably good enough to jam it all in here and try and steal the big, which he does. Any pick shot, any, is most of the time good.
Tell me what it is.
But Sean's found the 5 deuce of
He's
diamonds.
He's like, do I call this up and double him up again? He actually might get this through here.
I think he will. Sean looking at 1.1 million to call, so
It's just an ugly
I don't
spot
think
to
he
be
can call.
in.
Did you hear?
Yeah.
He said, I don't think I can call with 5 high. So Chen Fen all of a sudden,
He's at the
5.5 bigs or 2.2 mil. He's just behind Chen Fen Ma. So
So Shenfen Ma was the one that actually doubled. He was 0.5 3 hands ago. He's 0.5 big blind, and now he's
coming 4th in
now he's
chips.
coming 4th in chips.
And Zhang Hua Chen is down to 5.5. And
I'll tell you what, I do love a good underdog story, and if he can win it with being 5-handed left from 0.5 big blinds, that would be a hell of a story. So I'm actually cheering him home now. I can't help myself. I do love a good underdog.
so looks like Patrick Russell is having a little bit of a conversation about what's going on as we are approaching near 4 o'clock. So I'm just going to get some updates as to what's going on here.
So all of you guys come to the same conclusion. Otherwise, it'll probably be day 3. Right?
My thoughts is we haven't got anything through yet, but I did hear in the background as we're here, they said the club is closing at 4 a.m.
Right.
I'm wondering if that has something to do with the conversation they're having in there.
Okay, yeah, so getting some information from Jamie Hall down there in the production studio. Venue closes at 4. So we're going to try and figure out what's going to happen.
It's an interesting
And
one, isn't it?
the answer coming back from Jamie right now, who is writing to me. So either they do an ICM chop or they come back for a unannounced day 3 tomorrow,
Okay, fair enough.
which is well within the TDA rules.
Absolutely.
Which the Kings guys do follow here.
Oh, look, he's picked up a king now on the dealer button. Yeah, he's going to go with it again. We are all in for Mr. Ma. Sean picking up absolutely nothing. Can he actually get this through? Jack 6, he's actually ahead of Mr. Chen, who's actually the other short stack. So to be short stack for short stack, I don't see he can call here with Jack 6. I think he's going to pick up another few big blinds here.
I've got a funny feeling that Zhang Hua Chen's going to call here with the Jack 6. I've just got this sneaking suspicion he's had just about enough of it.
Just about a gutful.
Yeah, he's going to be in the small blind for 200k next hand. So I think he might be thinking about gambling with this particular hand, Jack 6 offsuit. But let's see what he decides to do. Takes a big, deep breath.
Oh, he's picking up chips. Oh, yeah, that was the psych out for that one.
So just to recap on what's going on, the venue here does close in 27 minutes. So they have been told by Patrick Russell, one of the TDs, who was just on stream before, they can either do an ICM chop, I should say, and finish the tournament, or they can come back for an unscheduled day 3 tomorrow to be announced a bit later on. We'll give you all that information as soon as we can find out what is transpiring. So bear with us, and we'll keep you abreast of that information as it gets dripped into us in the commentary booth.
He's deep into the tank here, Mr. Chen. Deep into the tank. Look, I think, I think if he was, I think if he had him over the chips, but he's worried he's going to get knocked out here if he calls this, because Mr. Ma's actually got him covered, not by much, but he has actually got him covered here.
So Zhang Hua Chen in the big blind, still in the tank.
It's a much easier call, I think, if you got him covered, but it's an interesting one. He's deep into the tank, and he does like to fold this. And look at this, Mr. Ma picking up more big blinds. He's now 8.3 big blinds. That's an orbit. So he went from 0.5 to 8. So he's 16, almost 16, 17 XT stack in 5 hands.
Yeah.
Play on. So we'll keep you guys going with the information that we keep getting fed in. But remember, we are watching this on a delay. We don't know what's going on out there. We get fed the information where we can. But Paddy Russell went up and had a nice little conversation with him. So we're going to be figuring out soon what we're going to be doing, whether we're going to be coming back for an unannounced day 3, which is well within the TDA rights and King's Poker to do. But these guys look like they want to get a result tonight. I mean, to come this far and have to come back again. But, I mean, you are playing for 36,000 up top. Which...
Yeah. See, to be perfectly honest, I can't really see an ICM going ahead, if I'm being honest with you, Berkey. I would imagine the players are going to want to come back tomorrow and finish this off, especially with $36,490 up top. They're playing for big money, and they've been playing for 3 days non-stop, essentially, in this event. So you can't blame them if they decide to pack it up and do the bag and tag and come back tomorrow, because they are playing for huge amounts of money, especially for a $300 buy-in. But obviously they've got the option to also take the ICM chop, I should say. I've said chip twice now, Berkey. So slipping over my tongue at 3:40 in the morning, as we see Sean on the button, finding a raise to 800k with the Jack-8 of hearts. See Quinn Shen finds the 10-7 offsuit, the big blind. He might elect actually to defend here, which he does.
Good
So,
commentary from you there, Monkey.
Jack-8 of hearts versus the 10-7 offsuit. Pot is 2.2 million. This is hand number 53. The blinds have gone up to 200k, 400k with a 400k big blind ante. Bomb pot next hand. If you do play at home, all diamonds on the flop. Mr. Shen here has picked up a diamonds draw with 10 high diamond in his hand, and there it is, right there on the turn, on cue.
On cue.
Check mark goes next to his name. He's not going to get any value out of Sean, who is completely whiffed this board. No hand, no draw. The Jack-8 of hearts, and Mr. Shen's going to bet out the min of 400k and pick up that pot there. So Quinn Shen now up to 14 million or 36 bigs.
Mr. Ma didn't decide to jam that hand, which he would have had a king in his hand. So, and I think it would have got through.
Yeah.
Which is surprising, because he's really putting the pressure on now. Because there's a mental battle going on here, not just tiredness. There is, this guy had 0.5 left. Mentally, a lot of these guys would have already counted the fact that they've gone up an ICM.
Good point.
And yet now he's sitting there doubling up, doubling up, doubling up, doubling up. I'll tell you what, that'll put a bit of pressure on these other guys. They won't want to let him get one more from here. I'll tell you what, if he gets one more from here, this is absolutely categorically game on here.
Well, you know the funny thing is, Berkey, this sounds crazy to say, even just on the stream. But if he doubles up again, he's second in chips. Just think about that for a second. If he doubles again right now, he'd be second in chips. That's just outrageous.
Look at this. King's here for Mr. Chen. He absolutely jams it. It's going to come around to Muhammad, who's not going to be able to do anything with it.
Only 1.6.
He's got the 9-6 off in the big blind.
Oh. And he does make the call here.
He sort of has to be fair. So it's pocket kings, I should say, versus the 9-6 off. Muhammad did make a call in the big blind for 800k. He's going to see if he can eliminate Zhang Hua Chen with the pocket kings. And here comes the flop. It comes king.
No
Ace,
hearts
7,
either.
all hearts. And the 10, 8 ball and 8 ball only doesn't come in. The ace repeats and king's full for Zhang Hua Chen.
These guys keep doubling up the short stacks. They're going to be nervous. There's a few nerves going on around here, I reckon.
Yeah.
It's not just the tired nerves, you know, when your mind's fried and you're like, and some of these are like, I just want to call to knock him out just so we can, you know, get this done.
Done. Yeah, I agree with you. Making the king's full there for Zhang Hua Chen, up to now 7.5 bigs on 3 million. And a little bit of a hit to Muhammad Stack. He's down to 11 bigs. And if you have a look at the chip stacks here, basically you got Sequin Shen with 35 bigs and the rest of the players hovering around sort of 10 to 15 max with a couple of players less than 10 bigs. So time is running out before we got to close up shop here at the St. George Leagues Club, which does close at 4. There is an option to do an ICM chop or to tell the players to come back tomorrow and finish this. I'd imagine the players will want to come back tomorrow, but as soon as we get that information, we'll bring that to you. As Sequin Shen finds 10-7 offsuit on the button, and Muhammad in the small blind finds the queen 5 of diamonds. He also folds, and the blinds have just been passed around to Shenfen Ma, who's now up to 8.8 bigs and 3.5 million from 0.5
That's what I'm telling
of
you.
a big.
You're right there. If he gets that double up, it's... Oh, look, I'm absolutely cheering for the bloke now. Like, that is an incredible feat if he can pull that off. CK in the chat, any chance of Tuna jumping in so we can get this finished on time?
Yeah, good call.
Oh, I have a
CK.
feeling if we had Tuna at the start of the night, man, we wouldn't have gotten until almost 4 in the morning.
No,
And
would
it
have been finished yesterday,
Yeah.
before midnight.
Now, it is 20 to 4 in the morning here, and we've been with you for some of the long hours of the night here. Shengfeng Ma finding the ace in the small blind. I dare say he's going to be jamming this into Sean.
Guaranteed.
And it'll
he will.
put the
He
max
does.
pressure here on Sean.
Sean picking up the Motown suited, the Jackson 5 of clubs. And he looks down, shakes his head. He can't believe the hand distribution. He is dead set not picked up any hand except for 2 pocket pairs of 4s, which he didn't play.
And the ace jack of diamonds, yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Everything else has been just pure garbage in terms of the hand distribution team. 9 3s, Jack 5s, Jack 2s, Queen
Look at
3s.
this, Shengfeng Ma moving up to 3rd in chips with 11 bigs. From 0.5 big blinds. I'm going to keep talking about that. It's quite a feat, this one.
Tell you what, if he goes on to win this event, I mean, that's got to be a story for the ages.
That's it will be an incredible story if he goes on to win this here from there. Because it was 5 players left. It's not like your 0.5 big blinds, with hundreds left.
Correct. As it gets folded around too, Shen picks up the candy sticks here, pocket 7s.
And every time he jams, it's going to look like he's just trying to buy it. So eventually he's going to pick up a hand. And, he may get called off light here at some point. Now he's jammed again.
Sean finds the Queen 8 suited in the small blind.
No, he's not getting called, Mr. Chen.
No, he's not with the 7-3 of hearts. So he's going to get another one through. And he does. So he's going to pick up the blinds again. So all of a sudden, he's up to,
He's up to second
he's
in
second in
chips.
chips. I mean, dead set. You can't make this story up, Berkey. Obviously, Mr. Shen up the top there with 46% of the chips in play. And the story of tonight is Shenfen Ma from 0.5 of a big is now second in chips.
I mean,
I swear to God.
Let's look around and see what's happened.
Unbelievable
Sean
stuff.
has picked up no hands, still in it. Mr. Chen has been up and down absolutely all night. Mohammed, who's played an absolutely solid game. He's been getting in there at the right times, right things. And Mr. Sequin Shen has just loved getting amongst the action here.
What a story, though. Like,
Yeah,
it's
this is
actually
huge.
Insane.
Absolute huge story.
Shen
Like,
Fen.
he was already walking away thinking he was out of the tournament.
That's correct.
And they're like, sorry, mate, you got to sit down.
Yeah, and play on.
Because you're one off the big blind.
Yeah.
With 0.5, and thanks for coming. Now he's up to second in
We
chips
could see
here.
a call here. So Zhang Hua Chen has jammed in from the small blind. And the chip leader here at this feature and final table, Mr. Shen, finds Queen 10 in the big blind. And I think that's worthy
Yeah,
of
he
a call,
did.
and he does. So it's Queen 10 versus the Jack 7. Zhang Hua Chen all in at risk with the Jack 7. Can Mr. Shen get this one done, or does the short stack double up again? And off to the flop we go. Here comes the flop, down and dirty. Brings in the Queen straight in the door. Zhang Hua needs to hit some cards to make a straight.
Oh.
There's one of them on the turn. He's now up and down.
10
Here
or
comes
5.
the river, and it brings in the King of Spades. And eliminated in 5th position is Zhang Hua Chen, who's going to be picking up roughly, let's have a look here, $8,300 for his efforts in this mini main.
What a pay jump. Even from 0.5, getting a pay jump from there up to 11,000. So he's just made an extra 3,000 there. Thanks for coming. No worries about it. We are down to our final 4 here. Final 4. Now, the club will be closing soon, so I'm trying to get some information through about where we're going from here, Monkey. I'm not quite sure.
So, just getting some confirmation as to what is going on from the production studio downstairs. Or in the opposite room, I should say. But not exactly downstairs.
I'm getting conflicting information here, so I'm going to wait and see.
Yep. Anyway, we're down to 4 remaining players.
I was going to come back tomorrow.
And the story of tonight is Shenfen Ma was down to 0.5 of a big, 150k. And all of a sudden, he is sitting in, I believe, second in chips, which he is.
The blinds are up now 200, 400, 400. So it's going to be $1 million in the pot per round to be able to pick up here. So, yeah, huge. Like, you've got 13 bigs, 11 bigs, 13 bigs, and then you've got Mr. Shen absolutely crushing it now with 41 bigs. He's got 52% of the chips in play now, Mr. Shen. And,
he's commanding.
He's playing very well as well. Playing very well, which is, it's going to create the fact that these short stacks aren't going to want to jam light like they usually would have, and it's the perfect opportunity for Mr. Shen to put the pedal down and make sure, you know, I'm putting the pressure on. No one wants to bust out next. There's a lot of money up top, and perfect time to go on and start putting the pressure on.
We just got to be on the same page.
Eight.
Yeah.
See 3 races, 800 bell. See 7 falls.
So just getting some information in from the production studio. They're just figuring out with the venue what is going to happen. So we'll bring that information to you as soon as we know. But for the time being, it's play on.
Let's play on. So as I was saying right before, Shen's now in a perfect position. You got 3 short stacks, all about the same amount. So Shen can really put the foot down here because no one wants to be the next one out. You know, they've already locked up 11,350, but the next jump is just under 5,000. And they're all roughly the same. So none of these guys are going to be calling off light, and Shen will know that. So, I mean, he could start really jamming here with a very wide margin.
We're jamming.
We're jamming.
Bob Marley stuff.
Hope
So we get back to
jamming with you.
Sequin Shen under the gun finds the Jack 8 offsuit. He's going to pitch that and put that straight into the muck. Muhammad with second worst hand in no limit hold'em, 8-3 off.
We've got a king here in the small blind. I'd like to see the jam here again.
Well, he's got 11 bigs and he can easily kind of jam straight into Sean, who has him covered only slightly. And have a look at Sean. He just turns him over like he can't believe it,
He just cannot get a hand.
6-3 off. Not a hand he can.
I'll tell you what, he's taking it well though, Sean, isn't he?
He is.
He's absolutely taking it like a trooper.
And you
He's not panicking. He's folding. You know, it's actually quite wild.
And you got to remember here, Burke, that jam from the small blind, he's picking up 800k in chips.
Yeah.
So 2 bigs.
So you got to
in the
think,
small blind.
last blind level he had 150k left, and now he's jamming, picking up 800,000.
Good point. Very good point.
You know what I mean?
Becky.
Like,
Yeah.
it was only one blind level ago. He had 0.5 with 150k.
Yep.
And now he's just jamming for fun and picking up 800,000 a round. Oh, Muhammad here under the gun with the ace jack. And he's just straight up open jams. Had enough. Going to open jam this one. Pick up some blinds myself. Mr. Ma with a 10-7 is not going to get too fancy with this one.
What a story for Shenfen Ma. And I don't want to sort of put a bit of bias on here, Berkey, but just for the storytelling and the narrative, I'd love to see
Oh,
him.
is this a call? Oh, we did get a call.
I'd love
Okay.
to see him win.
Yes, sort of.
Anyway, there's been a call from the pocket threes of Mr. Shen. So it's Ace Jack versus the pocket threes. Muhammad all in at risk against the chip leader, Mr. Shen here, Sequin, with the pocket threes. And here comes the flop. And the flop comes down Queen 8, 5-2 hearts. The turn card down and dirty now. Brings in the Jack. And Muhammad hits the Jack on the turn. He needs to fade a 3 at the river. And he
we get
does.
the double up.
So he gets the full double up. Muhammad, who's now up to 9 million in chips, or 29% of the chips in play. And Sean Dorgan is down to 5 million. And Shenfen Ma has taken that spot at second place position, now into third. And he's down to 5.3 million in chips as Muhammad gets out of his chair. He's pretty happy with that, spiking the Jack on the turn, and I would be too, especially when you're playing for 36,490 up top.
So I'm trying to get some information in, but I'm getting some very conflicting messages here from the guys. They're not really helping us out much. bit of a troll at this time of morning, just leaving us on our own devices here. So we've got nothing locked in yet. So we're just going to keep calling the action as best we can until we find out what's going on. But that is a huge double up from Muhammad there, wasn't it?
That is correct.
And Mr. Ma still sitting there on 5.3 million. 5.3 million from 150,000. And I know we're going to keep talking about it, but these are incredible stories that you just don't see all the time. Like, people can make a comeback, but to go on to win a tournament from 0.5 when you're 5-handed left would be one of the most incredible stories I think I've seen. If he goes on to complete the story,
Yep.
shall we say?
Good call. So we're now approaching 11 minutes to 4. And we'll be giving you some updates shortly as soon as we get them from the production team downstairs. The players have now been playing near 10 hours, and that's about the same time as Berkey and I have been in the booth calling the action tonight. We hope you have enjoyed listening to us call this action. We do apologise if we have been a little bit dull. That it's been a long day.
It's been a very long day. Been a long series so far, but
Yeah,
you know
true.
what? We're going to try finish it off strong. We owe it to the people out there following and listening on to this time of morning to keep the vibe going, keep the upbeatness, and keep the good storylines coming along. So you got the big blind here. So the jam out of the small blind from Shen. Now, Shen was the one that just gave Muhammad chips. Now he's thinking, I've got pocket twos. Well, I don't know what he's thinking. I'm going to assume I know what he's thinking. And he does make the call. Okay, so we're going to have a pretty decent pot here going to a flop. I don't like the flat here with twos. You don't want to be playing blind versus blind. Doesn't matter how many players left with the bottom pair, because it doesn't matter what comes out. Unless you hit a 2, you're going to be out. You're going to be just feeling the pinch here.
Sure.
So we're going to go see a flop. We're going to be seeing Ace King 6. Now that's definitely not what you want to see with twos, but he doesn't know. Oh, and look at Shen just put the max pressure on here.
He does, just whacks it straight in the face of Muhammad. Says, cop that.
Well, it's a really good jam here, I think, because any ace, any king there, he's going to be jamming over the top. So he's taken away that part out of his range. So he just can't call here. That right there is a very elite play at this time of morning. Usually people would just start thinking this through, but he's realised what he's got. He's realised he doesn't have an ace or a king, and he's just jammed it and picked up a pretty decent pot there. Got some of the chips back that he lost last hand. Very well played, Mr. Shen. And he actually shows him. He shows the 10-9 off.
Oh, you beauty. But obviously Muhammad's, he's going to be folding the pocket twos there. It's fine that Mr. Shen here decides to...
I just don't like
show
the
him the
flat.
bluff?
I don't like the flat. With low pocket pairs in the blinds, when you've been raised into, I don't like flatting there. It's a jam or it's a fold.
Yep. So we're approaching the end of the day. So there's a possibility of an ICM chip chop, or there's a possibility of them bagging and tagging and coming back tomorrow. As soon as we get that information, we will let you know. For the time being, it's play on until 4 a.m., which is the official cutoff time. And I imagine if they do bag and tag, they'll be probably coming back, somewhere in the vicinity of 4 or 5 p.m. Berkey, I'd imagine, if they choose that option.
That would be my assumption.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I feel like we're so close to a winner here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That, like, if they come back tomorrow, it's not going to be a very, very long event. But you're still playing for a lot of money, and even if it takes half an hour, you want to have your chance at taking that top prize out.
That's correct. Muhammad here on the button finds a 9-4 off. He's going to fold that. Shen Fen Ma, the story of the evening. There's 13 bigs or 5.3 million.
I really wish he'd hover those cards over. We're all in here in anticipation with what he's got.
He's got 2 black blanks
He
in
just
his hand at
limps.
the moment. He's going to limp in for 200k. And Sean Dorgan from Chicago has picked up the K9, the dog. King 9 offsuit in the big blind. He's going to whack it.
Yeah.
Here it is. He's going to move it all in. And Shen Fen's going to get out of the way. So Sean's going to pick up.
Pick up a few needed chips. I don't remember the last time he actually took a pot in.
Good point.
And it
Bert.
has nothing to do with the way he's been playing. It's definitely the card distribution. So we're sitting here, Shengfen Ma back to being short stack, but not short stack by much at all.
Yeah, it's basically just the blinds going around twice, essentially.
So, I mean, card distribution at this point's super huge because you're facing those blinds very, very often here, and they are getting up there in price. We've got the 200, 400, 400 on at the moment. So it's going to fold round to the small blind, which is Sean. Queen 3 decides to fold it. Oh, wow. I would have gone there with the pitcher, and then it turns out Mr. Shen would have had the King Jack suited. So he definitely would have been calling. So good fold there. Good patience there from Sean again. I'll tell you what, that'd be a good storyline if he goes on to win it because he spent the better part of hours on this final table with absolute garbage.
Yeah.
So there's a few good storylines here. You know, my pre-pick with 2 tables to go, Muhammad's still sitting there. You got Mr. Ma sitting there, who's come back from 0.5 big blind. Sean, who can't pick up a hand, and Shen, who just seems to be putting the pressure on. So all 4 of these have actually good storylines behind them.
Yeah, well said, Berkey. As we get back to 4-handed action here in the mini main. It's a $300 buy-in. I have said it a few times, but I'll say it one more time. With 770 entries, creating a prize pool of $196,350. First prize is $36,490. Second is going to pick up $22,500. Third, $16,000. And fourth will pick up $11,350. So we are playing for some big money.
Some big cheddar, some big cheese.
And I would imagine these players now approaching 4 o'clock in the morning local time.
You can definitely see some droopy eyes here, can't you?
You can. Sequin Shen on the button finds the King 3 of diamonds. And let's see what decision he chooses to make.
And look, coming in at the clutch at the last final hour,
Yeah.
Mr. Jamie Hall coming back into it. Jamie.
Yeah, coming in for the last 5 minutes there, Jamie. Good on you, pal.
Just goal stealing, right? Just coming in, making it all look good.
Cherry picking the last 5 minutes of commentary. So we're joined by Jamie Hall again, coming in for the last 5 minutes. He's the gentleman who's been providing you with all that sort of back of house.
So one quick stop here, really quick. Shen raised on the button here, and Mars just jammed with Ace Jack for 4.7 million. This would be a big pot here if Shen calls here. I don't see him calling, but you know, tired eyes, a suited hand might get in your head that we need to get this done now.
Yeah, look at him. He's almost falling asleep at the table.
Is it frozen again?
Good call by Jamie. And I'd imagine the King 3 of diamonds is going to be put into the muck.
Now, how much have you been paying attention to this, or have you been doing other stuff?
No, I've had loads of stuff backed up
Okay.
because we were doing too
Now,
much
let me
stuff
give
earlier.
let me give you some of the cool stories that's going on here.
Okay.
Mr. Ma, last level, lost a big pot, and under the gun had 0.5 of a big blind left.
I've
150,000.
been seeing some of the story, but I didn't know where he came from.
Yeah, 0.5.
Very
With
nice.
5 players left, he was at 0.5 with 150,000, and now he's sitting there with 6.1 million.
Oh, 15 bigs.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
incredible,
saying
isn't
he
it?
always just turns up and gets the trophy. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm backing it. I would have backed him at 0.5.
Now,
Fair enough.
now Sean's sat there, and I don't reckon Sean's picked up more than an Ace Jack suited for 2 hours, maybe 3, and he still somehow got chips. Shen, who just run over the table, and Mohammed was my pick with 2 tables to go. So kind of a few good storylines here. But like I fan of an underdog story, so I'm going to take Ma to win this just based on the fact that he got down so low.
It would be a great story to tell as Mohammed picks up the Ace King offsuit in the big blind, facing a raise to 1 million. He's going to pop it all in for 6.8 million. Round to Shenfen Ma, the story of the evening. The King 7 offsuit in the small blind.
Oh, he has seen a king though. It is early in the morning. He is pretty tired, as we all are.
I can't imagine him making a call here. He's just 30x'd his stack from no more than an hour ago. So, and they are playing for some big money. So I'd imagine he's just doing a little bit of Hollywooding, which he does, and pushes his cards towards the mark. Sean finds the Ace 5 offsuit in the big blind. He's going to fold. The action goes back round to Sequin Shen. We did make the initial raise to 1 million with the suited connector 7-6 of clubs, but does elect to fold, facing an all-in bet from Mohammed.
We've got I am Aussie Matty in the chat saying needed tuna 4 hours ago.
Yeah, good call.
That's a great call. Now, for those who don't know, now we are from Melbourne, myself and Monkey. We've got a friend of ours down there who's dealt a fair bit of tournaments and stuff like that. Now, we always talk about cooler dealers, but this guy is a gold medal favourite without even a close second. Now, there are some good dealers out there. Now, I'm not saying he's the best dealer. I'm just saying he's the biggest cooler dealer. So if you ever hear us refer to our friend Tuna, he can get a final table finished in hours. And it's just freakish how he just keeps doing it over and over again.
Well, I've just popped in, boys, because we are obviously getting pretty much close to calling time at the bar here. So over the next few minutes, we will just see them start to discuss their options. So I'll just shed a bit of light on that as we look to close the stream. As I think you've already alluded to, they will be going for an ICM or a day 3. But I'll wait until we catch up to real time to explain that and see if there is any more action before we get to
I'm really glad you decided to jump in and help us out with that one.
Yeah, 4 a.m. time to get involved. Are
Good call, Jamie.
are you boys tired?
Oh, I'm buggered, man. Absolutely buggered. Look at this CK in the chat. If it was a competition, Tuna would have competed in the enhanced games.
We might have to call Jamie Jamie 4 instead of Jamie Hall. Comes in at 4,
Comes in at 4.
And Sean's going to jam it all in for 4.4 million. Talking about fours with the ace-8 suited from the small blind, and Mr. Shen's going to fold from the big blind, the 9-3 off. So here we go. It's now approached to 4 a.m. and here comes Patrick Russell.
Yeah, he's going to give me the
Lead TD.
options. I'm going to leave this over to you now, Jamie.
Yeah, cool. So Patty is going to talk about this. We don't need to listen to all the things that he's going to say, but essentially he is going to talk through whether the players want to go for an ICM or come back tomorrow. This did go on for quite a while, actually. We did sort of go through lots of different twos and fro's. Players had a black card and a red card so that it was sort of double blind to make sure that everyone wasn't influencing decisions, but rather than wait the 5 minutes to see what happened, what ended up and transpired in a couple of minutes is that play will be returning tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Good call from you, Monkey.
For the winner. I lost a $20 bet on that one, unfortunately. Lost that to Dennis. I was sure they were going to go for the ICM, but they are keen to come back tomorrow. So 5 p.m. tomorrow, come back, all 4 players. They will be playing it out. It actually was the trophy that was kind of the deal. I think they all were happy with the money.
Yeah,
but 2 of them are really keen for the trophy.
Fair enough.
And weren't happy to sort of just gift that to the chip leader. So as you can see, Patty doing the double blinds there. So in the end, they decided to come back. That glassware just holds a bit of weight in the end, and that's the decider.
That's
so
all she
back
wrote.
tomorrow.
So back tomorrow at 5 p.m. We'll be on stream at approximately 5:20. We're going to call out the remainder of this event tomorrow. It will be on stream at 5:20, roughly speaking, maybe 5:30, give or take, as the players will bag and tag and come back tomorrow at 5 o'clock to complete the rest of this mini main. We thank you all for joining us tonight. That's all she wrote from us here at the King's Premium Poker Room at the St. George Leagues Club. Thank you very much, Berkey. Been a pleasure.
Absolute
Until next
pleasure,
time.
guys. We'll see you.